Okay, so today we have Morrissey and Such a Little Thing Makes Such a Big Difference. My goodness. And I have to be honest, my mind goes right to the gutter with something like that, with a title like that. But anyway, yeah, we're going to get into this one today. Requested, of course, from the Bona Drag era. And yeah, not too long of a song, I guess. So I guess, yeah, I'm ready. Let's just get going.
Such a little thing, such a little thing, but the difference it made was grave. There you go, wielding a bicycle chain. Oh, why won't you change? Change and be nice. Such a little thing, a gentle tone of kindness, or written words on paper. Can you write? How I love all of the very simple things of life. God's good at how I love all of the very simple things of life. Such a little thing, a fumbling politeness. Oh, the difference saved me. Wielding a bicycle chain. Why won't you change? I will not change, and I will not be nice. Most people keep their brains between their legs. Don't you find? Their brains between their legs.
All right, so Such a Little Thing Makes Such a Big Difference. Long title, but very intriguing, obviously. I like how off the top. I mean, where do I start? Really enjoyed the song. Again, the lyricism, as always, is, top, with how, when he talks about, I guess, just what the whole song is about, reading into this as I do, with all these pages that I bring up about the song and such, and reading some comments about what people are saying, what they think it's about. It's basically, pretty self-explanatory, mostly, I guess you would say. What he talks about at the end of the fourth verse, leave me alone, I was only singing, leave me alone, I was only singing. And then again, the part here that, the whole, he kept saying it, well, he said it a couple times, I guess, but most people keep their brains between their legs. I guess, I get the line, but it's just like, keep their brains between their legs. It's just like, I don't know, I was just like, what's that about? But anyway, with, obviously, I just like how he starts off the song with the title, basically, such a little thing, such a little thing. The difference it made was grave, there you go. Wielding a bicycle chain, and then, oh, why won't you change and be nice? And I guess, I saw one song that came up that people were talking about was Margaret on the Guillotine, which is one of my favorite Morrissey'd tracks. Obviously about, Margaret Thatcher. And Margaret Thatcher, has had her critics. But I don't know if anyone went after her like Morrissey did with that track. So I guess, he got some flack. Either way, if it wasn't for that song, obviously, even now, he's gotten so much flack, obviously. But this seems like a song that, like, he wrote for basically I guess, for people, for people that don't like him, I guess, or how he says, I was only singing, it was only a song, this kind of a thing. And I just love, how he talks about, such a little thing, a gentle tone of kindness, or written words on a paper, and then how he asks, can you write? And, just the very simple things of life, God's good air, how I love all the very simple things of life. So it's kind of like that whole thing of like, I guess when he says, the violence of wielding a baseball, wielding a bicycle chain, and then how it goes on, and how he basically says, I was just singing, it was just a song, whatever. It's just like, I don't know, it's not. It seems like he's saying, it's not as serious as you think or whatever. And how he's going on about, a fumbling politeness, the difference saved me, wielding a bicycle chain. Why won't you change? I will not change, and I will not be nice. I guess when he said that line as well, I kind of got a chuckle, because it's just like, he's not going to change just because you want him to or whatever. He's not just going to be nice just because, or be nice to, I guess, again, with the example of Margaret Thatcher, just about that whole situation. So obviously, this is peak Morrissey. This I wouldn't expect anything less. And I have to say as well, from, I guess, around the 2-minute mark, I was trying to see the time or whatever, but it was a playful, especially, the music was so playful. I mean, the drums and obviously the guitar and such, keyboards as well. It was just, I don't know, very playful and hard hitting drums, I thought. And just looking at the personnel again, which is pretty cool, is that, where the heck is it? There it is. Mike Joyce is on the drums here, and Andy Rourke is on the bass. So it's another one of those songs where Mike and Andy were still around, which I enjoy, because again, I love the Smiths, obviously. But again, yeah. So then the other people on the song, Craig Gannon is on guitar, Stephen Street is on the keyboards, and Neil Taylor is on second guitar, as it says here. So again, like I said, just very playful, instrumental, kind of that went on, from around the 2-minute mark until Morrissey came back in. And just, almost like a joyful kind of a song in a way, even though, he's talking about kind of some violent things. What he's talking about, a little act of kindness, goes a long way. Even though, even though he has a song titled, Margaret on the Guillotine, which might not be nice, he's not going to change, and try to be nice, whatever. So, I don't know. I just like how, what he was doing with this song. I just really enjoyed, and it was a good listen as well, I should do, when I was talking about earlier there, because I was talking about, one of my favorite Morrissey tracks is Margaret on the Guillotine. At the end of all this, at the end of listening to pretty much every Morrissey song, I should do a ranking of that. That'd be fun to see. But that'd be hard. I mean, my God, it's like, it's a lot of songs. Anyway, yeah. So I do see as well, there are some, like I said, people who talk about the song. I didn't find too much about it, but I did see some comments that are, rated very well, I guess. So I did see one person who says, Morrissey wrote this song in particular to the criticism he received over the song Margaret on the Guillotine, obviously on an attack on Margaret Thatcher, who was understandably despised. In response to it says the police were ordered to raid his house, hence the lines, leave me alone, I was only singing. And when I heard, leave me alone, I was only singing, I was thinking about, fans or whatever. But again, if that's true, that police raided his house. I do remember another story like that. I think the Secret Service showed up at Eminem's house because he, for a song he did about Donald Trump or whatever. I think that happened as well. So obviously that stuff does happen. I mean, my God. And obviously, and again, you're Morrissey. I mean, you're a celebrity. I mean, especially, in the Smiths and all this stuff, you're known. So I guess, the police had to raid his house or something. Anyway, it says, by saying that he will not change and become nice, he is assuring us he will not avoid controversy and will continue to say what he likes, which he has continued to do to this day. A slap in the face to those who try to destroy him. So again, that's what I'm saying. It's just such a peak lyrical Morrissey track, and again, the music on it is so good as well. I love the hard-hitting drums, and I love even more that it's Mike Joyce. Again, I just get a good feeling when I listen to a track with, Mike Joyce, Andy Rourke, and Morrissey. Unfortunately, Johnny Marr is not around on a lot of Morrissey tracks, obviously. But I just really enjoyed this whole thing, and just how he keeps talking about, how he's talking. I just like, because again, Morrissey, some will say he's not the most nicest guy, whatever, and how he says, leave me alone. It's a song, and how I've said before, Morrissey doesn't like to be bothered too much anyway. He likes his privacy, kind of like Shrek or whatever. So it's just fun that, I don't know, it's just kind of funny to hear him talk about, such a little thing makes, such a big difference, just being kind. Because again, coming from Morrissey, it just sounds kind of funny. But it is true. I mean, obviously, being kind does go a long way. And just being nice, I mean, that's what it's all about. And I mean, yeah, you can't get mad over a song or about his opinion or whatever, but I mean, when, as it says here, wielding a bicycle chain, it's like, maybe we should just calm down. I mean, my God. And just how he says, I will not change and I will not be nice just because. So again, I mean, I guess I've said everything I've wanted to say, really. And also, I do like I said before, looking at different, pages on the song, on the songs that react to by him, and how it says live performances and such on Passions Like Mine, Morrissey songs and versions, basically so much of, there's every song that Morrissey has done, they have so much information. So I just like seeing here, it says, he has done this song in concert a total of 104 times. So obviously, this is on many set lists. It's especially for every show on the 1992 Your Arsenal tour. But it goes on. It has been played on 2 occasions recently, and it goes on. But yeah, so again, obviously he performed this many times, and more than the other Morrissey songs I've reacted to recently. But yeah, so anyway, I mean, obviously, like I said, this is a song, directed at the haters, I guess you would say, and he does a great job at it. And obviously, I gotta say as well, his vocals, he sounded like he was, especially at the start, he was like restraining himself almost. It was just like that kind of a feel of the gut. And yeah, it was obviously, Morrissey's vocals have, that baritone. Also, he can go so high as well, though. So again, beautiful voice. Morrissey all over here for the lyrics, and I love that Andy and Mike are on it, and the keyboards were a nice touch as well from Stephen Street. So anyway, I guess that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all the stuff. Hopefully I came across, I got my point across here. I don't know. Either way, really good song. And again, this is, from the late 80s, early 90s. I've done a lot of songs from that era, I guess, at this point. But again, that's what's being requested. And I mean, this title intrigued me. So anyway, yeah, thanks again for watching. I'll talk to you guys again soon.